So let's talk about patience. Patience is something that I think that all of us struggle to have or to achieve throughout different points of our life and different situations. And the reason why I really want to do this video is what I've been realizing over the past couple months, and some of the different practices I've been doing have really been helping me combat my impatience and helping me improve my patience. So there's a few reasons why we feel impatient, and there's a few different types of situations that may make us feel impatient. So let's talk about it. We get impatient because our habit has been formed because of modern technology, that we are used to having things delivered to us so fast. If you need a ride, call an Uber. Click on your app, call an Uber, and you have a ride right in front of you within minutes. You need to contact someone or text somebody, call somebody, they're only a couple text messages away, phone call away, instantly sent to them. And these different enhancements in our life, although they are improving the quality of our life, we are not able to practice patience. Think about it. You go to a store, you have to wait in a long line to buy those clothes that you wanted. Well, you don't have to do that anymore because you can order things online and have it delivered to your doorstep. Amazon can get something to you within the same day sometimes. So we're not practicing patience in these situations. So another thing that I struggle with personally, and I really do struggle with this, and I've been getting a lot better at it, is we get impatient when we see other people doing better than us, and that's just simple. And for me, and I think for a lot of you, it's not because we're disliking that someone's doing good or doing well, but we feel as though we should be there because we work hard and we deserve it. And when we see our peers or friends or whoever doing better than us, at least in our mind doing better than us, we feel like we should be there. And that can cause impatience. That can cause a feeling of anxiousness, feeling like we need to rush and get to that point. What I realize is that in our journey of where we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to become, we just might not be at that point yet in our lives. And that's something they really have to think about and really practice having patience and really waiting for our turn to come up next with whatever goals we're trying to achieve. Stan Lee didn't publish his first comic until he was 40 years old, which was Fantastic Four. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, didn't create Walmart until he was 44. And my most recently favorite discovered person, Nims Persia, who broke the record for climbing all 14 peaks of the Himalayan mountains within 6 months. The previous record was, I believe it was over 10 years or 16 years, something like crazy like that. Nims Persia didn't complete his dream and his lifelong goal until he was 37. Seeing stories like this is really refreshing for me because it just goes to show that our time is coming and we just have to be patient for it. The last situation I want to talk about is time and how important something is to you. So just imagine, you stay out really late, you have a good time with your friends, but you didn't realize at that moment that staying out late would really hurt you the next morning for work or school. So you're trying to wake up early in the morning, your alarm clock goes off, and you have about 5 more minutes until you really have to get up out of bed. You're counting every minute, hoping that each minute lasts 10 minutes so that you can get some extra rest before you get out of bed. So in this sense, you have a bunch of patience. But on the contrary, imagine that you book a vacation 2 weeks from now, and it's to an exotic place, a place you really love, some place that you find your happiness, and you just can't wait for every day to go by, and you just want every day to just like in the movie Click, when he takes the remote and he just zooms past his whole life to get that promotion and work for that company. That is the opposite, where you're impatient and you're anxious and you just can't wait. You just want time to speed up so you reach a certain destination. So you can see that depending on what you desire or what you don't desire, how your patience or lack thereof could affect you. Now, here are the 3 methods that I have seen and experienced myself that are really helping me increase my patience and overall improve that area of my life. And stay for the very last one, because the last one is my favorite and I think is one of the most effective ones. But the first one is meditation. Most people have several tasks in their head, and they jump from one thought to another thought without taking the time to finish the first task. We live interrupted lives as we try to multitask, and it is frustrating when we feel we aren't making progress. It is better to be mindful of our thoughts, and the best way to do that is to write things down that makes you impatient. And by writing things down that make you impatient, you're mindful of it, and it gives you a chance to really think about it and be aware of why these things make you impatient. The second one that is very interesting is that there was a study published in Psychological Science that shows that waiting for things actually makes you happier when you receive them, and in the long run. A great example of this is that if you order that chocolate or Oreo milkshake, instead of scarfing it down like I would, let it sit there for a couple minutes. Not where it melts, but let it sit there and stare at it, and make yourself wait, because that is teaching yourself patience. It's teaching you to wait for things. And when you ultimately then do that thing or drink that milkshake, you're gonna enjoy it so much more, especially if you take your time. And last but certainly not least, actually my favorite is mindfulness and understanding the perspectives. And what I mean by this is, when you are impatient, sometimes you have to remove yourself from the situation, kind of look at it from the outside the box. And a really good example of this is you're sitting in traffic, and nobody likes traffic, but today traffic is extra bad, extra congested, and you're letting it get to you, and it's really bothering you, and it's really making your day even worse than it already is. Instead of being angry at the traffic, think about the accident that may have happened and how the people feel and how bad their day is going. And by doing this, it makes you really realize that even though you might be having a bad day, someone could be having a worse day. And you sitting in traffic would be least of the problems of the person that actually got into an accident. Another example of this is you call your doctor's office, you call the cable company, whatever it may be, and you're trying to handle an issue. And you're put on hold. And I don't know about you, but I feel like nowadays, every time I call somewhere, I'm on hold for at least 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes over an hour. And that can be frustrating, especially when it's something that is urgent and you really want to take care of. And by being mindful and by trying to understand from the other end and the other perspective, is knowing that there's a hold time because the company's so busy. The person that is answering the phone is taking 100 calls a day, getting screamed at, cursed at. And when we understand that, I feel like it makes us a little bit more patient. You gotta be kidding me, man. Long line. Every time we come to this place, there's a long line. Every time. I want my food. I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. All in all, we're only human, and that is just it. We're only human. So we're not going to be perfect. I don't think I'll ever reach to the point where I'm completely patient and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll wait 10 years for that. But I do think it's important that when we do these little things each and every day, it adds up over time. And after months and then years, we look back and we can see the real growth of how much we were able to wait and enjoy things as the journey goes along, instead of just rushing and bustling everywhere. And I think as long as we're trying our best, that's all that we can ask for. Thank you for watching the video. Comment below about what makes you impatient, what drives you up a wall, and let's talk about it. Thank you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. What, you think I don't have patience?
No.
No.